Hey Salceologists, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a jewelry tour of our Salceology pieces that I have created for the collection and go through them with you and talk a little bit about the design process of each one and some features of each of the pieces. I also wanted to go through a little bit about our packaging and the design process of that, because I definitely put a lot of thought into the creative aspect of this business. So I thought it would be really nice to share the insights with you guys and how things came about and, my thought processes throughout, each of the designs. So let's have a look. So welcome to the Salceology showcasing shelf. It doesn't really have a name. I just made that up, and excuse the mess on the side. We are currently moving at the moment. I have been wanting to display all of our pieces on a really nice shelf for a very long time. I installed it for two reasons, and I'll link the IKEA shelf below if anyone's interested in purchasing it. The first reason why I put the shelf into place was because I live in a one-bedroom apartment and all of the inventory was being stored in trolleys and cupboards, and you couldn't really see any of the inventory that I was using for packing. And it sort of got to the point where it was really hard to practically see and keep up with inventory and what I was meant to order for the business. Everything was everywhere. It was a bit chaotic. So one of the reasons why I installed a shelf was to have all the packaging and everything I needed to pack orders in the one place. Aesthetically, I wanted to get a shelf to display some of our jewelry pieces, like a piece of art. So it's just my own little nook where I can sort of see all the things that I created and, see how all the pieces fit together, because we're proud of our creations. So we'll start off with our first tier on our shelf. This is where all the pieces are to be displayed. So I wanted an area where all the pieces were displayed, all our samples, and each version of our piece was sort of laid out so I knew what pieces we had in the collection. Sometimes when you sort of get buried into the business, you forget about the pieces that you've created, and you always want to see what new pieces you want in the collection. Right now I've got a lot of necklaces, a pair of earrings. So it's just a way to just see what inventory you have and what you would like to see more of. My packaging is also on the top shelf, the ones that I pick up very readily, and I also have my little brain cactus. On the middle shelf, I've got more packaging supplies, but also this is where all the inventory is stored, all the jewelry pieces in all the colors. And, we've also got some anatomical displays in there. I'm currently creating a cardiac piece. So I actually bought this model from Kmart. And then on the bottom layer, we've got all our back stock of packaging. So our boxes, bags, our envelopes and poly mailer bags as well. My business is called Salceology, and we are a science-inspired jewelry business that sells jewelry pieces and accessories inspired by science, medicine, and the healing arts. The prerogative of my business is for the jewelry pieces and accessories to empower STEM women to reach their potential. Now, when I say STEM women, I'm referring to women who work or have a strong passion for the sciences, for the industry of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, this idea came about because I am a scientist and I was working in the STEM field, and still am. Have been working in the STEM field for over 14 years. And as a woman who is working in this industry, I definitely have experienced the barriers that the system places upon women achieving success in their careers. I wanted to build a brand that is really empowering and inspires creative expression for women. Creative expression is a really powerful way for women to tap into their feminine energy and use that energy as a powerful source to reach their potential and achieve success in life. On a daily basis, whether we realize or not, we actively pursue different hobbies and passions to creatively express ourselves in an authentic way that's true to who we are. For me personally, I have been a consumer of fashion for a very long time, and that is one of my favorite ways to express myself in a creative way. You know, when people wear my pieces, I want you to feel really powerful. I want you to feel like you can take on the world, take on your problems, solve world hunger, whatever it is that you're planning to do with your life. Now, my inspiration for Salceology comes from the many years of consuming luxury fashion. I wanted to build not only a science fashion brand, which is already a very unique sort of niche brand to have. You know, you're basically amalgamating fashion and science together, which is not a usual thing that brands really do. So that already makes us a bit unique and different. However, I wanted to create a luxury fashion brand that is also inclusive for women as well. Now, when we talk about luxury fashion and inclusivity, those two words don't usually go hand in hand in the fashion industry. When a brand poses itself as a luxury brand, that usually is associated with a lot of elitism and scarcity. I wanted to break away from that. I think one of my biggest prerogatives for starting the business was that I couldn't see many luxury brands being inclusive to all women. As a business owner, I don't know if that is detrimental to the business to create a brand that is luxury and inclusive for women. But to be honest, with Salceology, innovation is one of our biggest values in the business. So doing things a little bit differently is something that we're not afraid of doing. And as a culturally and linguistic diverse woman and a woman of color that works in the science industry, I'm a strong believer in inclusivity. So when we go through the pieces, we'll talk a little bit more about how I try to incorporate inclusivity into our designs. So firstly, Salceology's pieces in our collection are exclusively designed by me for the brand. So although some of the pieces might be inspired by anatomy or, you know, things that you see in the science field or symbolisms that are very common in the science field, the design process of each piece has been carefully designed and created by me according to what I wanted to see in a jewelry piece. A lot of these pieces were actually created because one day I was looking on the internet trying to find a piece for myself, and I couldn't find what I was looking for to the quality and the standard that I was wanting. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to create it myself. So a lot of the pieces sort of come from that experience that I have with being a consumer of jewelry. So when we think about creating our pieces, we're not just thinking about the design, we're also thinking about the metal compositions and whether that's a suitable metal to create pieces with more intricate designs. So yeah, there's a lot of thought that goes into the design process of our pieces here. Another feature of our pieces is that all Salceology pieces designed by me is water resistant, it's hypoallergenic, it's non-tarnish, and it's very high quality as well. Water resistance refers to the fact that a jewelry piece can withstand some moisture and contact with water in short periods of time. Keeping in mind that all pieces of jewelry, because it's made of metal and metal oxidizes when it's exposed to the environment, all jewelry pieces will tarnish at some point, no matter how good the quality is. But the quality of the plating and the layers and the thickness of the plating materials and the type of alloys the jewelry uses and is made up of, that really determines how long it will last for. I wear this piece every day in the shower. When it's summertime, I wear it in the swimming pool as well. And it doesn't tarnish, and it's still wearable every day and still maintains its luster, which is great. So what we mean by hypoallergenic is that our pieces are great for sensitive skin. And the reason why I wanted to make sure this was an important feature of our brand is because I'm actually allergic to what people may call fake jewelry. It's not really fake, but different jewelry materials are made of different metal alloys, and when you sort of opt for the more cheaper metal alloys, you tend to get alloys that have specific allergens in them that a lot of people are very commonly allergic to. So these include things like nickel and cobalt as part of the alloy. So all our pieces are nickel free. And the reason why I made sure this was important was because I needed to wear my own jewelry, and that would have been really hard if I was having anaphylaxis every 5 minutes. So if you do have sensitive skin, our jewelry is still okay for you to wear because it is designed to be hypoallergenic. What people may not realize is that I quality test my jewelry pieces before I put them on the website. So when I receive a sample of a jewelry piece, I wear the piece for about 30 days and put it under very strenuous conditions to test the quality. And that includes wearing it every day. If I get an allergic reaction from a sample, then that means it's not hypoallergenic. So I actually use my own skin and immune system to test the quality. Salceology uses surgical steel as a base metal for the pieces. That's why it has a hypoallergenic but also a non-tarnish sort of quality, as well as water resistant quality. And our pieces are plated in gold, silver and rose gold to achieve the color effect. Sometimes our base metals are also 925 sterling silver. And again, we use different metals for different reasons. Different metals have different properties. Non-tarnish also refers to the fact that it doesn't turn green, it doesn't rust, it doesn't leave this really green residue on the skin like what some metal alloys do. It's safe to wear every day if you want to wear it every day.